Hello, Assalamu alaikum, my dearest boys and girls. So, here we are with a new initiative for you guys so that you can keep on learning English as a language. In this series, we're going to focus on learning with the help of short stories, right? I'll be sharing stories with you guys and we'll try to get hold of the things that we discussed. Bear this in mind that this series is going to help you not only with listening, speaking, but also with your reading and writing skills as well, because as we go through the story, you'll get to see which sorts of words we're using and also what kind of situation is depicted with a particular sort of a word and how this series is going to be organized. So we'll start with story time. So we'll start telling the story. Tell the story. I'll go through the story, and then we'll talk about the word wisdoms, where we'll be talking about the words that came up in that story. And after that, there'll be a few questions regarding your practice so that you can test your knowledge and what you've learned from the story. And then at the end of the story, you'll also get some speaking practice. So I'll ask you a few questions and you'll have to respond to those questions by responding to those questions out loud, right? So this is how it's designed. Before we start, hit the like button so that I know that my dearest boys and girls, they're learning and they're enjoying at the same time. So let's start with the story. The story that we have for today is Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, a test of supreme faith, right? So we're going to talk about that. So Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam is revered as the forefather of monotheism in the Abrahamic faiths. Born into a society that worshipped idols, he stood firm in his belief in one unseen creator. Despite opposition from his people and even his own father, Ibrahim alayhi salam rejected idolatry with wisdom and conviction. But his great trial was yet to come. Years after his heartfelt prayers, Allah blessed him with a son, Ismail alayhi salam, in his old age. The child was the joy of his heart and the answer to countless supplications. Yet it was this very son that Allah asked him to sacrifice in a dream, a command that came not once but repeatedly. For prophets, dreams are a form of divine revelation. With unwavering faith and submission, Ibrahim alayhis salam shared the dream with his son. Astonishingly, the young Ismail alayhis salam responded with serenity. O my father, do as you're commanded. You will find me, if Allah wills, among the patient. Together, they journeyed to the place of sacrifice. Ibrahim alayhis salam laid down his beloved son and prepared to obey the divine command. But just as he was about to carry it out, Allah replaced Ismail alayhis salam with a ram, declaring that Ibrahim alayhis salam had fulfilled the vision. This act became a timeless symbol of devotion, obedience, and submission to God's will. Each year, millions around the world commemorate this sacrifice during Eid al-Adha. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam's story is not just one of father and son. It is a legacy of faith that teaches us to trust the unseen, surrender with sincerity, and hold nothing dearer than the Creator Himself. Right? So this was about the story. Let's have a look at the vocabulary that has been used. So we have the first word, revered. So revered, this is how you pronounce it. Revered means somebody who's deeply respected, right? So revered. Honored, so synonyms honored, admired, and antonym would be disrespected. Idolatry is basically worship of idols. When somebody worships idols, paganism is the synonym. So pagans, as we know, pagans worship different idols for this supplication. And then monotheism is like believing in one God and the existence of one God. Supplication, which we call in Arabic, we call it dua, right? Even in Urdu, dua, right? A humble prayer that you ask the Almighty, that is called supplication. Prayer, plea, and the antonym would be a command that you're not praying, but you're commanding that this must happen. Unwavering means very steady and firm, consistent, not giving up, right? So that sort of unwavering is an adjective. And resolute, steadfast, these are the synonyms of this word. And then we have hesitant. Hesitant is the antonym of this word. Then we have submission. Submission means act of surrendering to higher authority, right? In this context, submission to God means that you submit to the Almighty. Obedience, surrendering, right? So surrender, obedience, and rebellion would be the antonym. So rebellion is not following the commands or not really submitting to the higher authority. And then commemorate. Commemorate means to honor and remember something and to do something in the memory of something that was significant, right? So celebrate, observe, and the antonyms would be forget and ignore. Now it's time for some practice, right? So the first question that we have is choose the synonym for submission. So what would be the synonym? All of you? Submission, independence, obedience, anger. Yeah, you got it right. So the answer for this would be the synonym is obedience. Makes sense? And then we have the next question, supplication. What is the synonym? Choose the correct synonym for the word supplication. So the correct synonym, the correct option would be order, protest, plea, statement. What do you think? So yeah, the answer is plea. When you request for something, when you pray for something. And then in the end, we have fill in the blanks. Ibrahim alayhi salam's dash to Allah's command was instant and without hesitation. So what was Ibrahim alayhi salam's what thing to Allah's command was instant and without hesitation? So I need the answers in the comments. And Muslims around the world dash this event during Eid al-Adha. So I want the response of both of these questions in the comments. And then I have a few questions that you have to speak out in front of a mirror or probably talking to this video. I want you to respond with a few sentences, with a couple of sentences would also be enough. What lesson can we learn from Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam's obedience to Allah? So, what lessons do we learn? Two sentences. Can you come up with those sentences? Have you ever faced a situation where you had to give up something important for a greater good? Has there been any situation in which you had to give up something, you had to sacrifice something for a greater good? I'm sure yes. The answer would be yes. You must have given up on a lot of things in life. So how would you respond to this? Talk to this video. And in your own words, what does faith mean? So I want the answers in the comments, and I'd really want you guys to like this video so that we can continue with this series and come up with more of short stories so that you can learn from those stories. So this is it for today. Share this video with your friends and subscribe to the channel so that I know that you guys are enjoying and can keep on learning and great new things. So this is it. Allah Hafiz. Bye-bye.